In this video, we review how to define functions. To use a function, you need to define a function. So function definition, the syntax is that first begin with the return type and then name of the function. So imagine the function is a black box where a group of statements are there. It takes certain number of inputs. So input is called parameter in programming language terminology, and it produces one output, at the most one output. So here, when you define function, first you give a return type, that is what type of a value the function returns. So here, what is the type of the value coming out of the black box? That is a return type. And then you give a name of this black box. So that is a function name. And then you give the list of inputs. So that is a parameter list. In parameter list, you need to specify how many inputs are there. So for each input, you do similar to variable definition. So suppose it has two inputs. And the one input is int type, another input is a double type. Then you need to declare a variable of int type, comma, and then a variable of a double type. Then those two names are called the parameter names, and those will receive inputs coming into this black box. Then you open a curly brace and close a curly brace. So inside the curly brace, you define a group of statements. So here you give a group of statements that is called the function body. Then to produce the output from the black box, inside the function body, you use a keyword return and then specify the value to be returned, the value to be produced out of the black box. So once you define function this way, then in some other part of the program, you can simply call the function by giving the name of the function, then giving some input values, something like that. Then this function call will produce a value out of that, and then you can receive that. So that's a basic concept of how to define a function and then syntax there. So let's practice a few of those ones. So before you call it, you have to define it first. But let's see, we want to call a function named greeting1. And then blank parenthesis means it does not take any input at all. And then if the function does not produce any output, then you don't have to receive that. You can simply call the function. And then we need to define a function. If a function does not produce any return value, any output at all, then keyword void is used. So that's a return type. The name of the function is greeting1, and it does not take any input at all. Then in the function body, you can define what you want to do. Here I want to do cout. Hello is the greeting1. So if I define the function this way, then as I call the function, the body of the function will be executed when the function is called. So let's compile the program, and then let's run it. Then hello is printed because of this function call. So we can do a function call one more time. Then greeting1 is called twice. So each call hello will be printed. So if I run it, hello world comes twice. Now let's modify the function a little bit differently. So instead of doing just hello once, so let's define another function. So let me copy greeting1 and then rename it as hello2. So in this hello2, I want to take how many times the hello should be displayed. So I give input to this function. So something like this, if I call hello greeting2, I want to specify that 3 times I want to display hello. So that information is provided. So in this function greeting2, how many times hello should be printed is received. Then the implementation of the function should be for int I is 0 and I is less than n, I plus plus. Then I can execute cout 3 times using the loop. So in greeting2, this will produce, since 3 is provided, so we have 3 iteration of the loop. So compile and run, then those 3 are coming from greeting2. So here, how does this works is as follows. As you run the program, always the main is the starting point of execution. Then if you get into the function call, so at this moment, program execution jumps into the function definition. So greeting1 function definition is over here. Then the function body executes. Cout hello is executed. When function finishes, the end of the function body, then program execution resumes where it was left off. So function ends, then resuming means the following ones after this function call. So now greeting2 is executed. When greeting2 function is called, the program execution jumps into the definition of greeting2. So program execution jumps into greeting2 function definition. Now it has a parameter given. Then the parameter provided is copied into the parameter. So in greeting2, 3 is provided, then value 3 is copied into variable n, then program execution begins the body of the function. In function body, we have a for loop, then variable n gets a 3, so this loop will iterate 3 times. So that's how this program works. So let's modify a little bit more. So here, let's define another function, no return value, greeting3. So where I give integer t, that t represents a time of a day. So let me do the time of a day. So based on the time of day, we want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So suppose the time of day is in 24 hours format. Then what you can do is if time of day is less than 12 noon, then we want to say cout good morning. And then else if time of day is less than, for example, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. means 18 hour. Then we want to say good afternoon. And then otherwise, let's just say good evening. So you can have a program execution function body doing differently based on time of the day. Then when you call greeting3, so let's provide 6 in the morning. Then let's give 13 hour 1 p.m. and then let's give 20 hour 8 p.m. something like that. Then as you compile the program, run the program, so we have a corresponding greeting messages coming. One more thing I like to mention here is that you can give a name of the function differently, like this: greeting 1, greeting 2, greeting 3. But another one is that you can give the same name, greeting 1 and greeting 1, as long as the parameter is different. So first, we don't have any parameter at all, blank parentheses. Second, we have a one integer. So they are the same in terms of a function names, but they are different in terms of a parameter list. So then that is allowed. So here that is called function overloading. So function overloading means same name, greeting 1, as long as the parameters are different, no parameter at all, but one integer parameter. Then same named functions are allowed. That's called the function overloading. Then when function overloading exists, when you call function, suppose I call function greeting 1 with a 6, greeting 1 with a no parameter at all, then the compiler automatically finds which one should be called based on the parameter matching. So when you call greeting 1 with a one integer value, then greeting 1 which takes one integer parameter, that one will be called. If you call greeting 1 with a no parameter, then function definition greeting 1 with a no parameter will be used. So compiler automatically determines which one to be called. So that is called function overloading. So in this case, if we compile, then run it. So first the 6 is coming from first call, and then the last one is the second call. But to make it clear, so let me delete this one and then do 3 here. And then if I compile and run, hello 3 times is displayed by the second definition of a greeting 1. But if I give a nothing, compile and run, hello only once displayed, and that one, the first definition of a greeting 1 is used for that. So that's a function overloading.